I'm obsessed with human potential. So I'm not going to just put a certain identity on myself. You only know what you know and you don't know what you don't know, right?
From a barber to real estate, you saw someone and you're like, how can I become like that?
I need to unpack this. There's more to life here, clearly. There's things to unlock.
Yeah.
There's power to unlock. There's like this power we all have within us. It's pretty simple for me to make decisions and say yes or no to things. So I know what aligns and what doesn't. I was happy on paper, but I wasn't happy. And I was tired. Why me? Everything sucks. Everything always happens to me. Hate my life. Like your body language, your energy, like people will sense that from you versus
G'day guys, I'm Sachin Shah, the host and founder of Decoding Wisdom. This is the podcast where we explore the intersection of high performance and high meaning, going beyond the headlines and success stories to really uncover the wisdom that remains when the spotlight turns off. Now, today's guest. If you're in Toronto, you've probably heard of the coffee party, and one of the best events was at the Well. And if you haven't, you will soon, I promise you. It's quickly becoming one of the most exciting community hotspots in the city, and my guest today is the founder, Matt Campoli. What makes this conversation so powerful is that Matt is coming off a hugely successful career in real estate, building an incredible reputation and hosting the Price Sell podcast, Canada's #1 real estate podcast. And yet he's choosing to start something brand new. And in our chat, we explore the identity shifts driving that decision, what it means to reinvent yourself when you're already successful, and the deeper philosophies guiding Matt's next chapter. So this is one of the most real and reflective conversations I've had on the show. So let's get into it. I hope you enjoy it. Matt Campoli, welcome to the show.
Thank you, my friend.
So most people have identified their identity, but very few of them actually try to understand where it comes from, right? The truth behind it. Or is it just survival? So in your case, what really stood out to me was, yes, you have real estate and you've developed this personal brand, but there's so much more to it as well, right? So one of the things, and that's where I want to start, we discussed off camera that when you started Coffee Party, it was like a 2.0 of yourself, right? So what was the first time that you felt your identity was built? And when did you feel like it no longer fit?
Interesting. And we're talking identity generally?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I've had my phases. I've had my identities. I've had my post-high school lost identity, trying to figure it out. Then I somewhat found myself through my barbering career. I was a barber of 7 years. I don't know if you knew that about me.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I found the spiritual side of me during that time. Like that was an uncovering of like human potential for me. Like, oh, damn, I can do more than just a professional job that I'm getting my degree for. So that identity was created there. And then the real estate identity was like the business Matt, the high end Matt, that negotiator, like more of like a powerhouse figure I had to create for myself to really own that space and identity. And then I feel like I kind of lost that during COVID. And not lost that, but started to shed that one already as well and grow through that. And then now I'm just entering into a new identity of what's next. Yeah. So it's just the entrepreneurial journey of always shifting and evolving and figuring it out. So I feel like this identity is always going to be forever evolving. And that's just how it's going to go. Yeah. And I'm obsessed with human potential.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to just put a certain identity on myself because I intend on growing to my fullest and most powerful self.
It's the reason I asked that is because when you talk about identity, right, as you said, it's evolving, but I don't think a lot of people realize that it actually evolves. Most people, it's like purpose. A lot of people are like, yeah, I want to do one thing in my life, and that's going to be my end goal, my purpose in life.
Yeah.
And then you're like, actually, no, it evolves. The more you start thinking about it, you might be passionate about one thing right now, but then it might change. So in your case, though, barber, right? Then you get into this real estate side, also you were a student for a bit as well, obviously, university. Then the real estate sort of took off and whatnot. But then what did you do to identify like, hey, oh no, like identity actually evolves? Like what were those key points where you're like, oh, wait, one sec. This is a weird feeling. Why is this happening?
I think it's just through like experience and the people I've met along the way. Because you only know what you know and you don't know what you don't know, right? So it's not like I can wake up one day and be like, oh, I want to be, I mean, everyone can wake up every single day and want something for themselves or want to be a certain way or aspire to be like someone that they look up to. But I think as I've naturally attracted the right people into my life, you know, as I've gone through, you know, these new years and I'm meeting newer people. For me, it started in barbering. It was just like I just was obviously connecting and networking with barbers, and then got into the real estate space, and then I started connecting with other realtors, and then those doing it at the highest level. So my aspiration was to be like those guys or women. And then over the past year, I started hanging out with founders and seeing their life and realizing like, damn, these guys built something from scratch, sold it, exited, have a ton of freedom on paper. Right?
Yeah.
I know a lot of them struggle with that post-exit, like what do I do now? A lot of them actually get depressed, which is interesting. But it's more of a resonance with me. So as I'm meeting these people, it's just like something inside me just sparks and like, oh wow, I'm really resonating with this now. Let's dive into this now. Let's like something in me is screaming like, oh Matt, like
it's your calling.
More. Learn more about this now. Like let's research this now and hang out with these types of people more now. So I feel like it's just like that internal, I guess, identity compass, we'll call it now.
Ooh, okay.
And
I like that.
And it's more so kind of like where I'm being pulled. And I've become conscious enough to lean into that. You know, like so many coincidences. Why was last year? Why was I around the most founders who have exited for 8 figures plus in my life? I've never been around these types of people before.
Yeah.
But it wasn't even like I was reaching out to them to want to hang out with them. It was more so I would just be with groups of friends, and then I would just get introductions to these people, and these people just happen to be super successful people who have done amazing things in their life. So for me, it's just how life like is unfolding for me, and I'm just very conscious of that. And it's I think, did I answer your question there?
Yeah. Yeah, you did.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, 'cause sometimes I go off on tangents.
No, love it. But what I actually love about that mindset is this growth mindset, right? You're always looking to grow and learn, but also looking in retrospect of what you've actually done, but also just analyzing for a moment, like, oh, why did this happen to me? Like for me, I go down that route, and I'm like, do I deserve this? But I'm like, I've stopped doing that. It's more like, okay, what can I learn really quickly from this? So ever since starting the podcast, I've met people like Anthony, Ernesto, yourself, and I mean, coming to Coffee Party, I saw this and I was like, whoa. Versus working corporate. Whenever this comes out, most likely I'm probably resigned by then. So
Congrats.
That's going to be, but it's like, it just opened up a whole new world. And similar to you, it's like, you have to ask yourself, why are these things happening to me? And not sulk and be like, oh, do I deserve it or not? More like, okay, it's happened, it's good, but what am I going to learn from this now? Right? Yeah. But going to your point about experience and stuff, there's this psychiatrist called Kerry Evans from New Zealand. Sports, a lot into sports, like New Zealand rugby and stuff. And I think it was him who mentioned, and I might be butchering this, but I think it's him. He said, every person has 3 peaks in their life. And then once you hit a peak, you go down, but then you have to understand how you get to your second peak and what that looks like, which is going through these experiences and meeting people. And then again, analyzing, right? So, and then you have 3 in your life. When I heard that, I was like, yeah, okay, that makes sense a bit. I think I do have a little bit of hope left.
Yes.
So it was it was a very interesting sort of space. But with you, from a barber to real estate, I think most people can look up how that transition happened. I think you're very outspoken about it. Like you took your, you saw someone and you're like, how can I become like that? And then you went back into your barber clientele and you essentially converted your barber clientele into your real estate clientele.
Correct.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
How, was that tough?
No, it was very seamless. It was very natural. Think about it like as a bar, as men, women too. You gotta trust your hairdresser. But my barber, like, we trust them with our life. They make us look good. They matter, right? If they mess up, you're done.
Is it true that, sorry to cut you off. Is it true that a barber is man's best friend?
Yeah, no, I'd say so. Even therapists, like I was people's therapist, man. And like I had a very private room, so people would come one-on-one with me, so they would just tell me everything. But they also, like, I was a do or die for them in regards to if they were going on a date, business meeting, like they had to look fresh. Weddings, right? Like I had a lot of pressure. So as a result, their trust level for me was through the roof, like more than their average person in their life, obviously, because I was their barber. So when I became a real estate agent, biggest thing for someone to, for a realtor to acquire a client is trust. I had that already. I had over 200 clients. So for me, it was a simple, I would just let everyone know, announcement in the chair, like, hey guys, I have my real estate license. If you know anyone looking to buy or sell, whether it's yourself, family members, friends, just think of me. And they all became my promoters because they love me as a human. They've been coming to me for years already as their barber, and they really trusted me. So they were really referring me and or using me themselves. So I think it was just that the trust you build as a barber and the personable skills you build as a barber were super transferable.
Yeah. Trust is something, that's a whole new topic. But when you started real estate, you built this behemoth of a reputation, and you took a very interesting route with video like content creation, right? And you scaled it to something massive. Now, what I'm wondering is, now you have Coffee Party. What was that moment when you were like, okay, I think I'm done with real estate? Like, walk me through that moment and why Coffee Party, and why did it click? When did it click?
So, to be honest, I'm still in that moment. I'm still figuring it out.
Okay.
I'm in a bit of an identity crisis at the moment with everything. So we talk about identity.
Yes.
I'm currently in a crisis.
Okay.
So I'm even surprised I was able to answer that question. But for me, again, like, I bring it all back to how I sit with myself every morning and want to manifest my life. I'm a big believer in manifestation and law of attraction, and I've been through too many coincidental and WTF moments to not believe in a
higher powers.
A higher power that we just can't see, and a part of me was very spiritual, and then now I've gotten into the Bible and a lot of belief in God and stuff now, again, just through experiences. And so I know what I want my future life to look like. So I've kind of mapped out like the end goal, right?
Okay.
And I've always trusted in not caring too much about how I get there. Like, caring, obviously, I do care how I get there. Obviously, I want to do it in a humane way, right? With morals. But I'm not attached to how I get there. So I'm not stressing out about, I need to do this path or do this to get that. It's however the bridge is formed, I'll allow that to happen. So the Coffee Party coming into my life and all these things is a prime example of that.
Yeah.
Where I knew the future life I want and my career as a realtor, it would be very difficult to get this with this job and this career, right? Like it's extremely difficult.
Yep.
And so when this new opportunity came into my life, I started to analyze, okay, like, can this at its fullest potential get me here? And it can.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I seize the opportunity because I just know where I want to be, right? So I just look at what I'm currently experiencing and the opportunities I have, and if it aligns or not. Like, it's pretty simple for me to make decisions and say yes or no to things, because I know what aligns and what doesn't.
Yeah.
Right. So, and you know, I've been coached a ton on that. I used to be the type to like, I needed to call all my friends and family to ask their opinion. Like I couldn't make decisions for myself.
Yeah.
I was very indecisive. And now it's as simple as, does this align with the future me or not? Right. So I can say yes or no. And you know, the coffee opportunity coming my way definitely aligns. So now it's this identity crisis I'm in is I fucking love my real estate career. Like I'm the most passionate guy around real estate. If you see all my content, like people know me as a realtor.
And you're still passionate about it?
That's the thing.
Gotcha.
That's the thing.
I see.
It's a weird feeling because if you asked me this end of last year, I didn't know this was going to happen yet.
Yep.
This whole coffee party opportunity. So I would still be trying to figure out how to get here, my end goal in life, in my real estate career. And that's why I got into the podcasting. That's why I got into the YouTube. That's why I got into this whole brand building, because I'm like, there's so much potential. I have to tap into other elements within the real estate space to net more. You know what I mean? So yeah, so now it's tough, man. It's like, here I am, 9 years as a real estate agent. Everyone knows me as a real estate agent. Absolutely crushed it in that career. And now I'm at a crossroads where it's like, okay, I have this new thing, which is in its infancy and it's extremely risky. But as we all know, and you know, seeing all the greats out there, you have to burn the boats, and I can't do multiple things at once. But then I'm leaving, you know, a good opportunity and a great career on the table. So am I an idiot for doing that? Right? That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. But I do have a full belief in what I'm creating here to burn the boats. It's just I'm like fighting it's kind of like you right now. You're actually in the same position as me.
I was just about to comment. We're just going to talk about identity crisis and just figure it out live. No, I love to connect with people who go through it as well. And that's what I was going to say. Let's talk about it. Like identity crisis is, I feel like my life. So I went to boarding school when I was 15 or 16. Anyway, like 9 years now. And I moved to a new country. I've always 7 countries. Right, I'm 26. It's a decent experience, but to your point, like you asked me where am I from, I think that's one of the hardest questions for me to answer, and I don't want it to be the case, but I struggle because I resonate myself with multiple cultures, right? And then people are like, they're like, yeah, but at the core you're this, and then I'm being told, and I'm like, yes, but that's a part of me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I agree with you, but it's a part of me. It's not like. So I've lived, it's funny because India is where I'm descended from, right? But it's the least amount of years I've lived in.
Yeah.
So and then you're like, okay. But anyway, so that's one side of identity crisis. The second big one for me was, so I used to play professional cricket. Played for the UAE, moved to England, boarding school, all of that for cricket. Nearly made it. So up until 21, 22, that was the only thing I was chasing.
Yeah.
I knew nothing else. Teenagers during their, teens, go through this phase of, okay, go to school. They're programmed in a way where it's like, get a job and then get in a good company, off you go. Fair enough. That concept didn't exist in my head because I was like, cricket's the thing I'm going to do. But then when it ended one day, I was like, now what? Now what do I do? I'm 22 now. I don't know what needs to be done. Completely lost. Decided to move to Canada because I got into Ivy Business School. Firstly, I was like, I'm never going to get into that school because it's so hard to get into. Got in, and I was like, oh shit, okay, let's go. Try something new. And then did the whole stereotypical consulting gig. Got a good job at KPMG, which is phenomenal to start with.
Yeah.
But meat grinder, absolute meat grinder. Did enjoy it. I'm currently still employed by them, not for long. But then it was that itch in me, like, no, this is not my identity. And 2024 was the worst year of my life. Well, that's what I thought I would have said, but I think it was the best year because it led me to the podcast and all of the things the opportunities that are coming from it. So the identity crisis, it's such a real thing. And it's one of the hardest things to do or go through. But I guess it's how you see it in that moment and how you perceive it to be which is going to really dictate where you end up.
Yeah.
So you said manifestation and visualization. That's something you really do, right? Where did this wisdom, before we get into manifestation, because that's an interesting space, when did you get into this wisdom, stoicism, philosophy space?
I've always been interested in, I've always been curious about the mysteries of the world. Like I've always wondered, like there has to be more than just this, what we see, veil. So, when I got into barbering and I had the luxury of having, 200 different people coming through my chair, I had all walks of life. And one of them was, introduced me to spirituality. And then I had others that were crazy into law of attraction and numerology.
How old were you at this point?
21.
Okay.
21-ish. So I started to dive into that, and I got super curious. And there's something in me that was just like this. It just ignited this inner flame. I felt like this crazy level of interest, and excitement around it, and it became an obsession of like, I need to understand these things. I need to, I want to know what's going on. And I started to have weird encounters, man. Like I got, I got invited to like a known fraternity and brotherhood. I won't name drop it. Randomly invited, dude, like out of the blue. I was in a grocery store and some guy just approached me and he's like, I think you're ready for this. I was like, what's going on right now?
Yeah.
Like that's fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Like to experience that, like I just got like just shivers in my body. Like I was like, that's not real. Like that just can't, like how does that happen? Like how do you explain this right now? You know what I mean? Like just be, I always think of life as a video game, and
yes.
And that was just a prime example. So I started having these weird encounters and I didn't end up going through with it just because, I don't know, personal
freaked
reasons.
you out, yeah.
And even like 2 weeks after I got that invite, I was in a lunch spot in Richmond Hill and I was eating, and then I walk in and it's middle of the day, it's business hours, right? And 12 o'clock prime time, everyone's on their lunch, everyone's in their suits, dress shirt stuff. I was at my real estate office, so I was obviously dressed up and stuff too, and I was just meeting a buddy who's in insurance, and I walk into this restaurant and everyone's dressed that way. That's attire, and I just in the corner I just see like a homeless man in the restaurant, out of place, okay? And I was like, that's kind of weird. This guy's like in the restaurant.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I guess someone gonna kick him out? Is like, what's he doing? Maybe he's eating here. I don't know. But you could just tell this guy just like caught my attention right away, just in the corner. It's like no one noticed him except me. And then I sit down, I start eating, and I'm eating, and I have shawarma and fries, okay? And I see this hand, the shaky hand, come over my shoulders to go reach for a fry. So I turn around, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck's? It's a homeless guy, or what I'm perceiving him as.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, sorry, just wanted to get your attention. I was like, do you want a fry? He's like, nope, but I have a question for you. I was like, what? He's like, you look like you're ready to take over the world, but are you? I was like, what? Whoa. And he walked away. I'm like, I looked at my boy. I'm like, you saw that, right? He's like, yeah. I'm like, dude, between 2 weeks ago, I got approached in the grocery store, and now this is, it's kind of fucking weird. It's weird. I even get shivers right now talking about it.
Yeah.
So, dude, I don't know. Like, as soon as I started diving into this stuff, I started having these experiences, and I'm like, okay, like this, there's way more to this world, clearly. I don't know what that was. I don't know if that was like a divine experience. I don't know if that was like a test from the evil side of life. I don't know. However, anyways, I battled with that for a while, just like wanted to join that. And then I got invited to like this underground like mystery school. I don't know if you're familiar with mystery schools.
No.
It was so mystery schools, they exist all around the world.
Okay.
Starting like ancient Egypt and stuff.
Okay.
These are like underground schools where like, some of the greatest thinkers come out of. Like it's like different teachings, right? I went to this, so I just went to this random house, and it was like this school of like Gnostics, like Gnosis, if you're familiar with that.
Yeah. My mom's a hypnotherapist.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, like it was, again, just more and more ancient philosophical wisdom and stuff like that. So I did a couple classes, and then the COVID hit, so I stopped going to that. But I was more in it for just the curiosity. I just want to learn.
Yeah.
Out of university. So So I went on a tangent here.
No. I've had similar like what the fuck moments.
Yeah.
Or like these experiences which you you can't explain it.
No.
You just can't. And it's when it's happened to me, it was the first time it happened was I was in England. And then I'd visited my parents. And or like my parents told me this actually. They were like, "Oh yeah, we had someone come over to our house, and you know they say you're going to be living in North America." What?
Mm-hmm.
She just supposedly saw a picture of me. She's like, "Yeah, he's going to be North America."
That's interesting. Weird.
And then I'm in England, right? I'm pursuing my cricketing journey, and when I actually went for my undergrad in England, my dad was pushing me. He loves the States.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, go to America, get a good degree from there. It's going to be much more beneficial. England's great because we have family like spread out. So like US, UK, Middle East, India, like everywhere. So my dad was like, yeah, just go to States. I was like, no, cricket. And then this lady comes through and I hadn't even gotten into my uni at this point. I was still in high school.
So no.
So nothing.
So they're connecting you to North America yet?
Yeah. And I'm like, I've turned down everything from North America at this point. And I had no interest. So anyway, she said North America and all stuff. And my parents never told me this, by the way, until when I decided to come to Canada. I got my admission, and it was the day before I was flying out, when my parents go, we're just randomly talking about these kind of things. And my dad goes, yeah, we had this lady who came through and stuff. And she said, you're going to be in North America. I was like, what? So that was one. And I was just like completely dumbfounded. I was like, how on earth do you know that I was going to be in North America? And then actually, and then it's a decision that my parents did not force at all. It was my own decision to come here. And it freaked me out. That was one. And the other one was in Toronto, actually. I was walking on Bay. I was flying to England last year. And this guy randomly stopped me. And he goes, it was wild, man. He just goes, I love your energy. I was like, oh, okay. And you're meant for bigger things or something along those lines. And I'm in with my suitcase. I got to run.
Yeah.
Right? To get to Pearson. And he's like, can I have 5 minutes with you? I was like, sure, okay. What's up? And then he told me some stuff, which I was like, yo, this is Freaky Friday, man. This is, I can't explain this stuff. He he wrote down, he had some names written down of people I knew, like way back in the past, who either did something bad to me or like didn't mean well, etc. And I was just like, and he wrote it down live in front of me. He's like, you feel like, and then he goes, you're a person, if you stay grounded, if you stay true to yourself and you do meditation, you'll take over. And I was like, and this is me like, about to get on a plane.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck just happened, man? But those were some, like, that's crazy. But I truly believe like, why, and that's when I started thinking, I'm like, like, why are we the way we are? And like, is this all connected? And then I started watching Ancient Apocalypse on Netflix, Graham Hancock. And I was like, okay, there's something more here for sure. Yeah. But do you do anything with it? Or does it constantly bugger you at the back of your mind?
Well, that was a while ago, almost 10 years ago now. I'd say maybe like 8 years ago.
Okay.
But no, all it did was make me curious to dive into things more, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, maybe I didn't join what I got invited to. But I'm like, maybe I could still learn what they teach.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, we don't know what they teach, but what I can maybe try and find online. But ultimately, it just led me to just wanting to uncover and learn about just ancient wisdom, man. From all different parts of the world. It doesn't, not assigned to any specific religion either. And the more I dive into it, the more I realize like it's all pretty much the same, just different storytelling. Yeah. A lot of it, right?
Yeah.
So, it was just cool, man. It was just, that really just sparked that, willingness in me to like, I need to unpack this. There's more to life here, clearly.
Yeah.
And there's things to unlock, and there's power to unlock.
Yeah.
Right. There's like this power we all have within us that's suppressed, I believe.
Yeah.
Especially in our 9-to-5 rat race.
Yep.
And which is designed to suppress that in you. Right. And that's what I believe. So
100%.
To allow yourself that freedom. And I've had like spiritual freedom where I've had time to like, especially during COVID, where I've had time to sit down in meditation for hours, and I would just start to download and like write things and script and all this shit would start. I'm like, okay, there's power here.
What does that look like? So you said hours. So walk me through like a day in COVID, and you're saying, because I've heard you multiple times when you've said you meditate for hours. What does that look like?
So I don't do that anymore.
Okay, yeah. But what did it look like, I guess?
Yeah, like I would love to do that. It was such a cool space to be in. But I used to just wake up. I mean, again, I think of life like this. Like COVID is a prime example, but we all wake up and we have something to do. We have a routine. So if we're talking, let's talk rat race, okay? You wake up, whether it's you go to the bathroom, make your coffee, pack your lunch, brush your teeth, head out in traffic, if that's what you're in, or human traffic if you're doing public transit. Go to your job, punch in, clock in, whatever that looks like for you. Do your hours, finish, come home in that rush hour because everyone's doing the same thing. Come back home, eat, do whatever you do, part of your routine, sleep, repeat, right? There's not much time to think or to tap into something greater. So when COVID hit, I sat there, I'm like, okay, what's the biggest thing that gives me anxiety? It's that other realtors are out there pumping work right now. So what really drives me, because I'm big on competition, like I'm a competitive dude.
Yeah.
So like prior to COVID, if I sat still and watched, let's say I wanted to watch TV, or I wanted to just take a break and do something, I had this anxiety created within me, like, Matt, you're a failure. Look at you watching this TV show or playing this video game. Your competition's out there winning right now. You can't be doing that. You got to be out there and beating them. So I was hustle mode 24/7. And when COVID hit, I had reached a burnout. I reached my best year of my career to that point. Made a good chunk of money, man. Like invested in properties, and I was happy on paper, but I wasn't happy, and I was tired. And then when COVID hit, I was like, damn, okay. My biggest competition, they also can't go see a house right now because no one wants people in their homes. They also can't go take people out because no one knows what the hell's going on. Holy shit, like I don't have to stress out right now because no one's beating me at this moment. We're all even. It's an equal playing field. So I know some people like took that opportunity and maybe, binged watched TV shows or went to the cottage and, I took the opportunity and I was like, okay, I'm going to take these mornings, these sacred mornings, and I'm just going to meditate and journal and create. So yeah, those 2 hours were it was a deep dive. A lot of visuals. I was able to draw, like I literally created a whole floor plan of like my future home and what it looks like and like the aesthetics of it and the environment, the people who are with me. And like I had a whiteboard in my room. So I would meditate and just whiteboard and just write a bunch of stuff. And a lot of people I was connected with at the time were also kind of in that same, like had the same interests or period of their life. So we were all just kind of tapping in and sending each other stuff. But I felt we were really connected to something greater for the first time during COVID because I was able to really sink into it all. Yeah. And then the world came back into the daily routine, but I still maintain that morning routine, not an hour or 2 hour meditation anymore, but at least a 15-minute with my journaling. So that never died.
I've heard something very interesting. Your morning routine involves shedding tears.
Mine?
Yeah. What was that? I think it was on an episode on a different podcast you mentioned. What do I have it? It's your visualization, tears in your eyes, something to do with a dream journal. And then you also do a lot of affirmations over time, and then you predict what your future, or you sort of plan out what your future self looks like.
The tears part is because like part of manifestation is you have to emotionally align yourself with that future you. So, people can say they try and manifest, but if you want $1 million, but you're scared to even write it on a piece of paper. You're not matching that energy.
I got you.
You're not matching that energy.
Energy's vibrations.
It is.
Kabbalion.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you're wanting this $1 million, but you're writing out of like fear and doubt and like, how am I gonna get this? Like I can't get this. I'm not worth $1 million. How am I gonna make $1 million? I'm making this. I have a salary. I have a 9 to 5. How am I gonna make $1 million? You're operating in you're in an energy where you're only gonna maintain where you're currently at. You'll never hit that $1 million because you need a different energy to hit the $1 million. So when I say like I have tears in my eyes and things like that, it's because I really allow myself to feel how I would feel knowing that my mom is retired, my dad is retired. They're both free now.
Yeah.
They have no more stress in the world. I have my dream home in the most beautiful setting in the world, and I'm about to go speak on stage in front of thousands of people, sharing my story and gift. That feeling in itself is amazing, dude. Like it's like that's such a good feeling for me, and I just feel that now. You know what I mean?
I know
that's
exactly
where the tears
what
come
you
from
mean
because it's a very exciting and happy emotion that I embrace in that moment. So that's the secret sauce.
I do it every day.
Yeah.
Because, and yeah, we have the same dream, I guess. Exact same thing. Parents retired, house in Dubai, doing the whole thing, going live, doing live tours around the world.
Yeah.
Like Chris Williamson does self-discovery tours. I'm actually going to his thing in October.
Is he coming here?
Yeah.
Toronto. Oh, nice.
He is. Yeah. And so that's one of the like I want to do that.
Cool.
Or like something along those lines because I feel like I have so much to give in terms of like stuff, but manifestation is how it begins. So funny you say this because I am very fascinated with manifestation. Everything that I've wanted to achieve up until now, I have. And it's just like this burning desire to get it. But then I started understanding, I'm like, why do I already feel like I've been here, I've done it kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Like deja vu moments. But it's because so when I played cricket for the UAE, I used to literally dream about myself putting the jersey on, walking out onto the field, etc. But then when it actually happened, it was like, kind of feels familiar. Then I got thinking, excuse me, last year I was like, there has to be a like neuroscience backing manifestation. It can't be just voodoo, right? There is. So there's a book called Mind Magic by Dr. James Doty. I'm trying to get him on the podcast.
Cool.
And I'm in touch with him. But anyway, he went on the Mel Robbins show.
Okay.
And he broke down the 5 steps.
Okay.
It's a 5-step process. The first thing to understand is how your brain works. So us as humans, you have your parasympathetic nervous system and then sympathetic nervous system. We are programmed, our default should be the parasympathetic nervous system, which is your love, care, give, those feelings, right? Sympathetic nervous system is your fight, flight, freeze. Our default when we are born is parasympathetic nervous system. But because the world we live in is so chaotic, it's changed. That our default is actually switched to the sympathetic nervous system. So the reason I say this is because you need to be in your parasympathetic nervous system in order to manifest. That's number one. So now that we know this, you have 5 steps that he says, which is 1, when you get up, you got to get yourself into your parasympathetic nervous system. How do you do that? Sit down for a couple of minutes and just be thankful. Just express gratitude of like, shit, like I'm so lucky to, I don't know, just wake up, to have a nice bed, AC running, I don't know, nice coffee to drink, or I have a nice Breville, I don't know, anything. I have such a good family, so thankful, great siblings, whatever. 2 minutes of that, just thanking, and just sit. You don't have to say, just think in your head. Okay, you're in your zone now. Then that sets you up for the day. Now you could do the next steps whenever you want. It's essentially what he says is manifestation is not voodoo. It's actually programming your brain, because your brain can't differentiate between what's real and what's not.
Correct.
right? So he says step one is sit down, take a notebook or whatever. Let's say you have an intention. Okay, I'm Matt. I want to a $10 billion exit through an IPO. Very materialistic, but let's just use that as an example. You would write that down as if it's already happened.
Yeah.
Right? Which I'm sure you're familiar with. Step two would be just to read it a couple of times, just in your head. Three would be read it out loud multiple times. Then step four, five now actually, would be you close your eyes and you visualize what's happening. But the difference is you don't do that from a third party perspective. You visualize from your POV. And the goal, what you said, is to try to feel exactly what is going on. How does it feel when you purchase that house for your parents and your dad's opening the door like that, and you're just like with him, kind of thing.
Yeah.
That. But the key number over here is 17. You want to visualize for over 17 seconds, ideally.
Wait, did we just talk about this?
No?
I heard this yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Okay, continue.
Yeah, so 17 seconds is when your brain triggers like these chemicals which release the same, oh my God. What were the chemicals? I forgot. But it releases these chemicals that mimic those feelings of what you've actually, like, that's when your brain doesn't know, oh, this is actually happening. Like, your brain thinks it's actually happening for real. So you want to hit that 7. So you want to like visualize for an eye is good. Give it a minute. And then you open your eyes, gratitude, and you're like, okay, good, man. And then you do that for how many other intentions you want. Obviously, you don't want to freaking have pages every day because that's going to take the whole day. But do like 3-4 intentions a day. And then over time, like for me, one of my ones was I'm, doing my podcast full time. 6 months in, I'm actually doing it now, taking the step next week. But now all of a sudden I'm in a position, but I already have visualized it. So that's how manifest. It's actually real. It's just programming your brain like you program software. Same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I heard this guy yesterday.
Could be.
It was the opposite though. He said, imagine. So to those feelings, like like your, the feelings of living in lack, fear, doubt versus living in love, opportunity, creation, things like that.
Parasympathetic. Yeah.
I heard yesterday 17. So if you're driving and you're in traffic,
yeah,
and you're late, you just spend 17 seconds thinking about, shit, I'm gonna be late. Oh my God, this traffic, this sucks. And then another 17 seconds. So it was something along the theme of 17 seconds, but the compounding of the 17 seconds, and the longer that you're compounding in these negative emotions, the more you're going to attract negative emotions versus compounding in positive emotions. And one thing I learned was to take 5 minutes of silence throughout the day and do nothing and just sit in nothingness, and then to bring in those emotions. Because again, it's like, if you look at it like a teeter-totter, if you're living in, you can manifest. So like, and I've learned this too, because I'll have a great morning routine and I'll spend my 30 minutes doing exactly what you just mentioned. But then the rest of my day, I'm stressed and like shit, like, the deal's going bad and putting fires out. So if I'm only spending 5% of my day in these positive emotions, but then the 95% of my day, I may think I'm manifesting, but 95% of my day is actually living in lack, fear, doubt, and anger. You know what I mean? So what am I really manifesting? So it's good to take you want to have overpower and have the positive emotions own your day over the negative, and then that's how you'll really start to see a change.
But do you not think that that's a very deep level of self-awareness that is required to do that? Or would you say like anyone could do it?
No, anyone can do it.
But then you got to have that.
But you got to put in work. Everything takes work. They call it the work.
Yeah.
Like my coach calls it the work.
Yeah.
Because it's work.
Is this a life coach?
Yes.
Okay.
If you're in a relationship with someone, romantic, it's work. If you're family, everything takes work.
Everything, yeah.
Nothing's going to happen overnight. You can't be lazy. You can't want to make $1 million and sit at home and think like one day I'm gonna have $1 million, and but then you're home and you're eating a bag of chips and you're watching TV all day. Like it's not. There's a gap here, right?
No.
It takes work and a lot of like the self-awareness and getting to these, and there's still so much to learn and to grow from, but it's anyone can do it. You just have to make a decision to do it.
Yeah. I really struggled with the idea of comparison, always comparing myself to other people. Like one of my friends, really like childhood friends actually, started in a crypto company. Was one of the founding employees. I think that company, is worth around 80 mil now.
Wow.
And I was like, he's my age. I was like, okay. And then at that point I was just lost, and it just becomes that comparison just kills, right? But then at the same time, I didn't understand all of this that we were talking about. And that got me down the route of, okay, purpose. What is that purpose? And then when I started working corporate, something really astounding clicked in my head. Corporate jobs kill your purpose. They suck it out of you to make the work that you do feel like purpose. Whereas the reality is, no, that is not your purpose. And the reason I say it is because everyone says, oh, in North America, you live to work. In Europe or anywhere else, you work to live. But what's happening now is it's actually infiltrating everywhere else as well.
Yeah.
That got me thinking, why? Why is this happening? Is this why is everything urgent? Why does everything need to be done yesterday?
Yeah.
Like, what's this rush? Why do we have this issue, this happening right now? And then the more I started meeting people at work, and this is a very generic opinion. I'm not pinpointing people or anything, but as a collective, what I'm noticing at a very large scale is people often make work their purpose because they don't know what their purpose is. Why? Because they don't spend time with themselves. And the moment that clicked in my head, I was like, oh my God. So the very next day when I realized this and I went to work, I just felt sad, man.
Yeah.
Like people are laughing and whatnot. And I'm like, it just looks sad.
It's you're zooming out now. Some people never zoom out.
It's systems thinking.
Or know they need to.
This is actually the way.
Or can. They don't necessarily need to, but they can. But they just don't know they can. I actually asked my,
go ahead.
I asked I got my dad a book and my mom. It's like one of those like I love you dad books, and it's just
yeah.
Right, and they
I
fill
saw
it
it in your
out
story. Yep.
From the from day one. It's like, where were you born and what sports did you play as a kid, and like all these questions, right? And then I asked my dad this one question. I said, if you had all the money in the world right now, like what would you do? Like what would you like? What would excite you? Like what would be the most? He couldn't answer that fully. He had to really think. He's like, I don't know. Right? Like if you'd be doing anything in the world right now, like what would you do? So I right there, to me, it's like, it just shows, I guess, because he's been in the mix his whole life, he hasn't really had a chance to like think of like what he truly wants versus what he needs to just do. Yeah. So it's an interesting perspective, because unfortunately I feel like a lot of people just get sucked into that vortex and suppress until you're essentially just robotic and doing your day-to-days every day. Yeah, I've seen people who've been at one company for 26 years, right? And when I met them, the first thing that came to my head was, I'm 26. And it just freaked me out. I was like, whoa. Yeah. So what about, okay. But going back to what you just said when you asked your dad a question, I did a reel a couple of weeks ago, and I was thinking, and this idea comes from Chris Williamson. He basically, this guy asks him, the host, what questions should I ask myself in order to get to know myself better? It says 3 things. One is, if money and status were an object, what would you do? 2, if others' opinions didn't matter, what would I do or say?
right? And the third one was, oh, I'm blanking out now. What was the third question? It was something along the lines of, I'm blanking out. But those two right there, it's like,
those are enough to
just get the ball rolling.
And I can, if I was a betting man, I'd say a lot of people can't answer those questions.
Yeah.
I would really have to think.
Yeah.
And would probably, and even me, like, someone who does a shit ton of deep diving myself, it's still hard sometimes to really pull. Like you kind of draw blanks.
Yeah.
I feel like those blanks are a result of suppression.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, the third one is, what truth am I hiding from myself?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those
are good.
Yeah. And I was like, got me thinking big time. But yeah. You're saying then?
No, just, I think, like to your comparison thing, it's tough. You always want to compare, but everything's, if we're living on purpose for ourselves, and everything happens for you as it's supposed to. Like one of the best things I've always tell myself and I've heard is, you're right where you need to be. Right? And I think if a lot of people can remember that, like you're right where you need to be.
Yeah.
It helps put you at ease from the constant comparing, the constant feeling of lack. And I don't have that. I want that. If you can just trust that you're right where you need to be and everything's happening for you at this very moment, even if you're going through the shittiest time of your life, that's where you need to be. There's something to learn there.
I don't think enough people have that perspective when they're going through it. Or the counter argument would be, yeah, but you're not going through what I'm going through. What would you say to that? How would you convince, because that's something I've been trying to figure out, is how can you convince someone, let's say I've spoken to family members where they're like, yeah, but you don't know what I've been through. I'm like, no, I get it. I'm not saying I'm more privileged or you're more privileged. I'm not saying that. But us as humans, everyone goes through shit.
I look at things like levels.
Okay.
Like a video game. I always bring it back to the video game.
Okay.
And when we're talking, you're in a season right now. I'm in a season. I'm in a season where I'm potentially leaving an older season of mine, which is this real estate business and this identity, and entering this new season of coffee party and CPG space.
Yeah.
You ever play Mario Kart?
Oh yeah.
Or Mario?
Absolutely.
There's different worlds.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's
Odyssey, shout out.
Yeah, so it's like, so you complete a world, then you have to start a new one from scratch, right? Or like even like Pokemon.
Yeah.
You beat a gym, then you have to journey on again. But you have new Pokemon now that are ranked higher and they're stronger and they have better moves. And you're now prepared for this new world, but you got to start from scratch, right? Wait, I know I'm going on tangents. What was your question?
The question was, how can you convince people to understand, like, hey, there's actually light at the end of this tunnel, or like in terms of like self-awareness stuff, right?
Okay, so as you're entering these new worlds, you have successfully completed and beaten tests. Like you've been tested and you've conquered and you've won.
Yeah.
Right? In order to grow. There are some that you're consistently facing the same test. So when I hear things of, if someone's been like, oh, you don't know what I've gone through my whole life, I like to unpack it like, is that thing you've been going through your whole life, is it the same thing? Like, is it the same theme you're experiencing?
If why?
It is, then unfortunately you're failing that test and you're being tested over and over and over and over. And it's something to unpack, like, and look at yourself, like, why are you consistently failing? Why are you attracting that same person into your life? Why are you attracting the same guy who's consistently cheating on you? Why are you dealing with the same financial issue you've dealt with for the past 20 years? Like, where's that lesson there? What is that test that you're not passing?
Yeah.
And I think everyone is able to get out of the worst situation, right? It's just if you allow yourself to give up and fall victim to the situation, it can get incredibly hard.
Very quickly.
And if you become demoralized over it, and yeah, people have gone through some fucking shitty things, But people have also come out of some really shitty things, and the worst possible things, you know? So I think there's a level of awareness needed to just look at the situation, and instead of blaming everyone else around you and playing victim, why don't you look at this same theme in your life that you've had for the past decade and look inward for a second and try to understand, why am I attracting this consistently? Right? So there's a lesson to be learned there. I don't think there's an answer to your question. I don't think I can tell that person what to do. I think we all hold the answers ourselves, and we all have our own lives, and only you, speaking to the person who is asking this question, can only answer that for yourself.
Yeah.
You can get advice, you can get all these things, but again, you're just seeking external advice or seeking something externally. If you can look inward for a second and just really unpack why this theme is so consistent in my life, the answer is there. Just you have to uncover it. And guess what? It takes work. So, yeah.
I love that, because I think when I was researching, having a look at your sort of life experiences, one of the things is like, you used to seek validation from other people, right? And then now you validate yourself, and it's easy to make decisions on your end. Where I see, I'm in a similar position as well now. Previously, oh my God, like I remember like going on dates, and I would ring, I don't know, like I've like, let's say 6-7 good mates. I would ring each and every person and be like, yo, got this date coming up. How do I, tell me a conversation starter? Because I don't know shit, bro. I have no idea. And then you kind of just go on that tangent. Okay, you call the other guy, like, man, okay, I'm thinking about this. I don't know, but what do you think? And then you kind of just like plan it all out in your head.
Yeah.
When you actually get to it, you're just like pump and dump. You're completely, anything that was said to you, gone down the drain, and you're like frozen.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh shit, I got to figure this out myself, because my friends are not going on this date. I am. But what I realized was this relationship between being emotional and being rational, and how important it is to balance the two and understand when you're in each state. My blood's Indian. Indian people you're Italian, right?
Yep. Very
emotional people, very passionate people.
For sure.
We think more emotionally than rationally, right? And it's in the blood. So I was like, no, I gotta get this under control and figure out how I can be in that rational state. So now it's gotten to a point where my sister, my parents are like, dude, you're just shut up, just like show some emotion, man.
Yeah.
Whenever it comes to decision making, and it's for me, like decision making is pretty easy now. Does it align or not? I get it. But most people in society, I struggle to find people to connect with, because it's just, I don't try to put myself on a pedestal, but I know I've done the work.
Yeah.
Right? I know I've spent time with myself, and you can tell. You can, I think, was it you who said this? Who said this? Oh my God.
What is it?
I'm trying to think. It was basically, you can tell when when someone has spent time with themselves.
Yeah.
You can tell it very easily.
Yeah.
Like, man, this guy he's gone through it, and you can tell.
Yeah, there's a level of wisdom.
Yeah.
You can feel off people.
Yeah.
It's also how they carry themselves. People will tell you all the time. If you said someone stopped you and said, I love your energy, that you exude this aura.
Yeah.
And if it's an aura of, why me? Everything sucks. Everything always happens to me. I hate my life. Like, your body language, your energy, like, people will sense that from you, versus I know myself. I trust myself. I'm grateful for where I'm at. I'm grateful for everything that's happening to me. That person's aura would be a lot different. You know what I mean? So, you can easily tell someone, and if you're conscious yourself, you can easily pinpoint in a room, like, that person works on themselves, or knows themselves, or has been through some shit and come out on top, you know? So,
as someone who's so self-aware and so wise, let's say, right? Do you struggle to connect with people, or like people you meet, or is that something or does it just not happen?
No, for sure, man. I found myself I went from being really introverted and shy out of like fear, and I was bullied and all these things. So like that was as a result of like my childhood to conquering that and like working out and becoming jacked and ripped and six pack, all these things, and like women finally noticing me, and the cool people from high school finally wanted to be my friend, and all these things. And then, but that was a false self, right? Like the whole real estate successful Matt was like a false self to overcompensate from the wounds of the inner child and all these things.
Yeah.
So when the way I am now is I find myself becoming introverted again and not really wanting to interact with just everyone. I'm a lot more protective of my energy. And it's not from, I'm scared of being bullied or like, I'm this small little scrawny kid with big eyes at the time. I'm just a different human who just now values my time and energy more. So I'm introverted in a different way. Mm-hmm. So yeah, like I can't just, and like I struggle with this too, because like, man, I want to just hang out with my friends like I used to and just spend time with them. But then here's me just wanting to be at home with myself and maybe reading a book and learning or watching videos to educate myself. Like my values have changed, right? So yeah, like, can person A and person B both ask me out for dinner, but can there be a situation where I'd much rather spend my time with person B over A? For sure.
Yeah.
So I would just consider myself a lot more selective now with my time. Like being out and like I used to be the biggest partier, man. Just like, always out.
Coffee party.
In a different way now. But even just going out in those settings, like it's a feeling. It's a feeling in me that I just don't care to be in certain environments anymore. So I think it's just a part of growth.
Yeah.
And maybe being an adult.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, I'm going through it because I'm seeing, in my 20s, what I'm realizing when the moment your first friend gets married, oh God, it gets you, thinking, because you're like, oh, this is the same bastard he used to do, I don't know, like get blackout drunk or go through, and now he's like, yeah, alcohol is bad, and you're like, you're the same guy, like, wait, what? And then you're like, oh no, maybe I need to get my shit together as well.
Yeah.
But then, I think the reason I asked that question was because I just find it hard to connect with people intellectually. I'm not saying that I'm at a certain level or whatever, but as I said, I feel like I've put in the work, and it's just about finding the right people because the energy that you give to someone, again, as you said, it's all about energies, right? And there needs to be synergies between those energies. And if you spend time with the wrong crowd, you kind of just dig in your own grave, right? But now I want to move on to, you said there are two books that are a favorite of yours. Green Lights, is that Matthew McConaughey? And the Kabbalion? Oh, is that something? Maybe I think you would.
Kabbalion, I'm still going through. Kabbalion, I'm still going through.
Okay, you're still going through.
Honestly, probably the Celestine Prophecy.
Okay. I've never heard of that.
Both those books I read at the same time, and they're both really exciting books for me.
Green Lights and
the Celestine Prophecy.
Okay.
Again, just speaking to, they're both, one is a autobiography, Matthew McConaughey, who I align with as a human.
Yeah.
I just think like everyone should
100%
take notes from this guy's life.
Have you watched the Chris Williamson episode?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a beauty, man. And he's best. He has the best first name ever.
Yeah.
Matthew.
Yeah.
Like me. And then Celestine Prophecy is more of it's a fictional story that unpacks. There's 9 insights.
Okay.
9 or 10 insights. I have to fact check that. But it's just like, it's like the Kabbalion. There's 7 principles, but it's a whole book you read, but you can literally just look up the principles.
Yeah.
But obviously, so this is a fictional story to just teach and educate on these insights. The journey of Matthew McConaughey, his whole life is like this fictional story. Like it's really cool.
Oh, okay.
This guy's traveling to Africa to wrestle tribesmen in a small little town. He's doing ecstasy, floating on a raft in the Amazon, naked, like things like that. Like he's just, he took the gamble as an extra in a movie, and he went off script and just dropped the line that said, all right, and the directors and producers loved it. And it's like, we're giving you a main role, and like, I love how he just puts himself out there. Like I personally resonate. Like, people watching this may not enjoy the book as much as I did, because he's living a lifestyle like I am. I would love to, and just like traveling the world, experiencing all the cultures, experiencing all the things of humanity. And the Cell Sign Prophecy is it's a really engaging and cool book that unpacks these insights, and it'll really teach you a lot about life, and get you into your curious mind of wanting to unpack what's greater out there, right? Because it's a book that's based on like energies and like the unknown, and all these insights tap into like the mysteries of the world, and if you have a good understanding of these insights, it's helps you operate and move. So both those books are really cool for me.
Yeah. I'll give that a read. So I have Green Lights on. I just ordered it a couple of days ago.
Oh, you're gonna love it, man.
And then
Celestine Prophecy.
Celestine Prophecy.
And do the audiobook, because Celestine Prophecy it's like you're listening to a movie.
Whoa.
Yeah, super engaging.
Yeah. It's one of the things I was actually wait. We'll stick with Green Lights. Green Lights has this concept I know, which is like seeing red lights as blessing in disguise, right? If I'm,
I don't know.
Green Lights, Matthew McConaughey. Yeah, like when he says it's like all the what do you call it, red lights, or the things that are going bad, like they're actually blessings in disguise. Yeah, in Chris Williamson's episode, I think he said it.
Yeah, I don't remember that from the book.
Yeah, okay.
I just forget a lot of things.
Okay, has there been a moment though for you which you thought was a red light moment, and then it actually turned out to be a green light, and you're like, no, it's a blessing, but this is really put me through something, and it was meant to be, because here I am now.
I'm not too sure if I could pinpoint an exact time.
Okay, yeah. That's all right.
Yeah, I'm not too sure I can pinpoint
that's
an
all
exact
good.
time. Yeah.
But where I was going to get to was I'm actually reading, one of my favorite authors is Alain de Botton. I don't know if you know him.
No.
So he has these famous he's a British philosopher, and he like literally consolidates philosophy through humor. That's how he communicates it. So one of his books is called Essays in Love. Then he has, oh my God, something to do with Proust. What was it? I forgot the name. And the third one, what I'm reading now, is the Consolidations of Philosophy. So what he's done is each chapter is dedicated to a philosopher. So chapter 1 in that book is on Socrates.
Cool.
2 is Epicurus, right? And their lifestyle, so Epicurism, and sort of exploring that. But in the first chapter, and he does it with humor, which is like, wait, what? So he blends his life with what they went through. But what's stuck out straight to me so Socrates, he talks about, he's like, what medicine is to the human body, philosophy is to mind. Saying that whenever you have these internal issues, let's say if it's for medicines, what happens is you take a medicine, it heals your body. Philosophy heals your mind. So if you're going through some mental issues, well, not like chronic or whatever, but like if it's in your control and you're going through something, philosophy is where you should go to, because the answers exist out there. Yeah. It's just about you going and finding it.
Yes.
Do you agree with that?
100%. 100%. I always resort when I'm in a hard time. There's certain things I've been taught that I'll always resort to philosophically.
Yep. And
one being, and a coach of mine taught me this, but one being need nothing, seek nothing, have everything. So when I'm in, states of like lack or comparison, or like, things just aren't going my way, I was like, you know what? I actually don't need anything right now. I don't need to seek any of this. I don't need anything.
Yeah.
And now, and so I have everything, right? As a result, I now have everything that I need. So I always resort back to some sort of a philosophical teaching or something of that nature to bring back a perspective and recenter me, because it is easy to get engulfed and consumed in the pain and drama and, everything that you deal with in life. So
Yeah.
I do agree with that as someone who uses it myself as a tool.
Yeah, I just wish there was a way where people could because whenever I speak to people and I'm like, yeah, I'm a pretty philosophical guy and this and that, they look at me at a very weird way. And I'm just like, why? I feel like it should be more normalized.
Yeah.
It's not mainstream. Let's just
It's
say
not mainstream. It's an old level of thought, I guess. People might look at it as like you think philosophy, you think.
Well, that's why Socrates got killed.
Yeah.
To begin with. But I feel like it's insane to think that even more than 500 years later, well, not 500 more, like 1,000 years, whatever, it's still the same. It doesn't exist. And people are just like, yeah, what is all this stuff? And religious scriptures, you've read all of them or
No.
just the Bible?
No, I'm still like I've gone through the Bible. I haven't read it fully, but I've done like a lot of just research, stuff like that. I think for me, I do intend on reading it, and but from a metaphorical lens, not so literal.
Yeah.
So yeah.
With interesting. Okay, I have this segment now. This is something new I'm trying.
Okay.
It's called a wisdom segment.
Okay.
So it's like just a bunch of questions. And I'm trying something new. So the first question here is, what's a lesson life kept trying to teach you, but you kept ignoring?
A lesson life
kept trying to teach you, but you kept ignoring.
That's interesting. I think around the power of the power of doing nothing and having like space. And I ignore that because, and to my point earlier in the podcast where I was always like engulfed in the competition, especially in real estate. It's like if other guys where I'm at or where I want to be are out there pumping deals and I'm doing nothing right now, like I'm failing. So I think some of the biggest accomplishments or abundance I've attracted in my life or opportunities have come when I've stopped.
Yeah.
And you really embraced the stillness and the nothingness, which is a complete contradiction of what I think I need to do to be successful. Because you think about it, if you're doing nothing and you're just being still, what work am I getting done? I'm not getting done anything. So am I progressing in life? No. So it's like, then I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to sit there and do nothing. I'm not going to sit there and meditate and just chill and allow myself space. That's stupid. I need to be out there grinding, right? So where I've learned the hard lessons in life is just the consistent grind. The burnout is actually so not worth it relative to taking those times out of your day and actually giving yourself that space, whether it's go for a nice walk in nature and educate myself and move the needle in a different way. I've actually attracted the most effortless opportunities.
Okay.
So, yeah, like it's been super, super interesting where I'll just like, okay, surrender to it all and let it all happen. And it just does.
Yeah.
So it's like, here I am grinding my ass off to get no result and just burn out because I'm so attached versus living in like the non-attachment, which I think like from a surface level is like, that's the dumbest thing to do. Like who the hell's going to succeed like this? And in return, I've actually received so many cool opportunities by just creating that space. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So life has been interesting in that way.
Gotcha.
For me, I've had to learn that lesson hard many times. That burnout lesson.
Because there's this lesson I learned from blanking again, but the idea is the best way to get answers to your troubles is to spend time with yourself. But he goes a little bit deeper and he says, spend an hour with yourself. Do nothing.
Yeah.
Just sit for an hour. I've never done it.
Man.
I've never done it.
The hardest thing in the world.
But just sit with yourself for an hour, like literally stare at a blank wall. If you can spend time, and then he says, after 30 minutes, what you realize is you start having conversations with yourself. And after that 30-minute mark, you actually start uncovering lessons or answers to your own questions. but all you need is time. So my sister, she was trying to figure out what university do I go to, and panicking, chaos, what degree, I don't know what degree I want to do. Because I'm like, of course, you're 18. You're not supposed to know what you're supposed to do. I was like, listen, spend some time with yourself. I told her, don't even sit alone. Go to a Starbucks, sit down, write things out.
Yeah.
Give yourself an hour. She goes, does it, and she comes next. She's like, I know what I want now. I was like,
yeah.
And I just experimented with it. I was like, whoa, kind of worked.
Yeah.
But it was fascinating. But the idea of do nothing. But then the contrary is people are like, yeah, but we have shit to do.
Yeah.
We don't have time. I'm like, that's the biggest.
There's time, man.
Like the biggest.
Got to carve it out for
bucket
yourself.
load of bollocks I've ever heard. It's more like you do. You can watch that show. You can have a conversation with your best mate, chit-chatting about, I don't know what, some bullshit stuff, but you can't do this.
Yeah.
So completely on board with you. Like,
there's resistance around it. It's hard for people to sit with themselves. It's fucking hard.
But it's scary. I think that's why they try to not do it, is because sitting with yourself is scary. Opening up to yourself is one of the scariest things you could do. But the way you get to at the end of it, I think it's priceless.
Yeah, you have to go beyond the mind. Going beyond the mind is hard.
Yeah.
We live so in the mind. So when you're sitting there, the idea of doing nothing, your mind starts going, like, that's dumb. What are you going to do for an hour? You just sit there. What are you going to look at? What are you gonna, like, how are you going to, entertain yourself? But to go beyond the level of mind that's where you got to operate in that space. When you're sitting there, you're beyond mind, right?
Yeah. Most people. So when I pitch this idea of doing nothing, they get very, they look at me in a very funny way. And the biggest challenge I find is convincing people to try and do it. You can just try. And I'm like, you know what? I'll just say it. If you want to do it, do it. But I don't go out of goodwill and say to people, hey, you should be doing this. It's more like if they ask me, I'll give it. If you want to use it, use it. If not, I think it's a lost cause just trying to track who's doing what.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The second question is, what was the darkest internal moment you've ever had, if you've had? And what pulled you out of it?
I've had many, but they're all different.
Oh, okay.
And then they're all like, they all have different weight to them too. I mean, definitely dark times around relationships.
Yeah.
Because I think relationships just mirror what you need to learn about yourself, and they'll bring out the worst in you. You know what I mean? But I would say right now it'd probably be one of the hardest times for me.
Right now?
Currently.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just that identity.
Yeah, just going through the shift and like the the thought of walking away from a really successful career to pursue something where I feel more purpose in and I can have more impact in the world, but the question marks around where it's going to go. There's no certainty, right? So, and as a result, the sacrifice I'm making to grow this thing now, where because I'm not so involved in the real estate game as much, and I've been building this thing every single day, like all my hours are going into our coffee party business and the product we're developing. I've had to take a hit, right, on obviously if a real estate job is commissions. I'm not on a salary. I don't have the benefit of like, I'm still going to expect all my payments to come in. Like, I have certain closings I've done from like pre-construction deals and stuff like that. But like, if I'm not putting my energy into banging out these and pumping out these deals, I'm not making commission. So as a result, it's like the idea of like, if I let go of this, I lose all income immediately. Not in a salary, I don't get a severance, right? And then I'm going into something where we're not paying ourselves yet.
I'm with you, man.
You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly.
I'm with you.
So it's but my lifestyles are out. My current lifestyle is already here. Car, house, all these things. So 2 days ago, I sold my car.
Oh.
So I'm trying to prepare myself for a period, a season of sacrifice and shedding.
Gotcha.
And it feels fucking good, actually.
Yeah. So here
I am, like, I kind of went through the darkest part, I'd say, already. And now I'm just at peace with, okay, I just sold my dream car.
What was it?
R7.
Oh, okay.
An Audi R7. My dream car, dude. Like, I fucking worked my ass off for that car.
Wow.
One of the cars since I was younger, got it, had it. And now to let it go, because number one, I don't feel like it serves me. I feel like it serves an older me. I'm not so attached to the material things as much anymore. And I just have this craving to like minimize my life.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let go of my current place I live in.
Okay.
Probably gonna move to Mexico in the fall, winter.
Wow.
Yeah, and just go super minimal, and just build, dude. And so I'm willing to sacrifice all my material things to allow myself that space and freedom to not have to worry about pumping deals or income at all, and just grind it out.
Yeah.
So it's been interesting time, man. But what's keeping me super excited and sane is just a lot of these autobiographies I read and super like just the greats out there that have been there and done that. They've all had this season in their life.
Yep.
They've all had it.
It's
Such a consistent story.
Yeah.
Where it's like I am not alone in this. Everyone who is where I want to be in life, or those who have achieved, where I want to be in life, spiritual, financially, emotional, physically, everything, have all gone through this part in this season.
Yeah.
So that gives me a lot of confidence and trust, and I do trust in myself at the end of the day because I'm not coming as this kid who has no experience or skills. I am actually coming off a season of incredible growth, and I've attained so many skills that I've now transferred into this new business. So I'm actually coming in as like this new weapon. So I'm trying to remind myself of who I am and what I've accomplished.
And what you've done. Yeah.
So, because starting something from scratch and new where it's like, you know what I mean? So it's an interesting time.
There are a few things I want to say there. One is, this is what they call the lonely chapter.
The lonely chapter.
Everyone goes through it at a point where you change yourself and you realize that, hey, okay, maybe what I'm doing now isn't meant to be forever and I need to pivot. And then sometimes it's a hard struggle to figure out what that is. But if you find it, great. And then you start seeing your friends being like, hey, why are you thinking of leaving a stable job? In my case, dude, you're getting, you're a big four, you're getting paid decently. This is what people cut their right arm off to do this. You're making a stupid decision for what? For a podcast? But I'm like, yeah, but that's my calling. Like I'm telling you, I'm so passionate about it, and not just the podcast stuff, but what could come off it. Ever since I started the podcast, like things have just happened.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
The people you're asking for advice, and we don't have to name drop, get specific.
Yeah, go for it.
But I'm sure you have a couple buckets. So there's the people giving you this advice, without specifying who they are.
Yeah.
Are they where you want to be in life?
No. So I'm very calculative with. So I do like A/B testing.
Okay.
So what I do is I have my mentors. So Anthony and Esto, for example, they've been there, done it. So them telling me something, I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm set. And Esther, when we did the episode, came out and he was like, dude, I really enjoyed that. And he's like, you're on to something. I was like, okay.
I'm enjoying this too.
Nah, thank you, man. I appreciate it. And for me, it's like, got it. And I love it, right? Versus someone who at work is where I've tested this. Of like, I pitched the idea to a couple of mates. They're like, yeah, but what about income? I was like, dude, it's not everything's income. Like, I'll figure it out. I don't know how.
Yeah.
But Tom Cruise says this. He's like, just jump.
Yeah.
You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
You will figure it out.
Yeah.
But if you don't take the jump, you'll just be in your head.
Yep.
So this lonely chapter is like people. So that's what, to answer your question, I do it on purpose just to see what various people have like opinions are and who's actually, but why take advice from someone who hasn't done it?
Yeah.
So I'm very picky. And then one of my family members has done pretty well as well. And he's like my cornerstone. So I had a chat with him about my resignation. And he's done IPO and stuff. So like he's done it all. We can speak afterwards. But my mom told me, he's like, hey, he wants to have a chat with you. I was like, oh shit. he's going to tell me, don't resign. Stupid decision,
Nice.
yada, yada, yada.
Okay.
Get on a call with him. I'm in the office right now, KPMG.
Okay.
I'm sitting and I'm like, I'm kind of like not stressed, but I'm like, yeah, I have a feeling I know what he's going to say.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to like it. And then he's pretty calm. He goes, so why do you want to do this? He's like, you do realize a podcast, monetizing in stuff, a podcast is actually, it takes a lot of time. What's your runway like? I'm like, it's not great, but I have family support if needed. Then he's like, walk me through more. He's like, he literally Shark Tanked me completely. Give me everything. What's your plan? What are you thinking? Yada. Gave it all. And at the end he goes, dude, I love your passion. And he's like, go for it.
Yeah.
But you need someone to hold you accountable every single month just for tracking purposes, because accountability is key here.
For sure.
And then he goes, I'm more than happy to do that for you.
I love that.
And I'm like, so I'm good to resign? And he goes, yeah. I was like, what? No way.
That. That's awesome,
and
man.
I was like, and then I hang up and I just take a moment. I'm like, what the heck just happened? Like parents giving you the green light is one of the biggest validations ever.
For sure.
But for someone who's been there, done it at a huge scale. So my mom, I call my mom. I'm like, yeah, he's giving me the green light. He's like, and my mom goes, what did you say to him? How did you do it? And I was like, I just literally told him the plan.
Yeah.
And the reason for him, he's like, okay, no, he's prepped. He just wanted that validation that I'm not doing it out of pure emotion.
For sure.
More so, I've thought this through.
Calculated it.
Yeah, and I don't even know if it's going to work or not, but I'm in the same position as you where I'm like, but I'm so excited, man.
Yeah, it's so exciting, man. Yeah.
It's exciting, and if I don't do it now, I feel like I'm going to regret. I turned down a job in New Zealand 2 days ago.
Okay.
Because I'm going to go all in.
I love that.
And New Zealand's one of I really wanted to move to New Zealand 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Until the podcast just picked up.
Yeah.
IndyCar, when I went there, I think I connected with you. I got a couple of people on, and when one of the drivers, when I interviewed him, very brief, it was like a 7-minute Q&A, but hopefully I'll have him on the podcast for a full episode. But after I finished with it, I've known him for Marcus Ericsson is his name, ex-Formula 1 driver, now in IndyCar. So he's been there and done it.
Ericsson.
Marcus Ericsson, Swedish.
Okay.
He's in IndyCar now, 2022 Indy 500 champion as well. Very humble guy. I literally just asked him. I've known him for 3 years because last 3 years I've been going to IndyCar. He knows me. I just asked him, hey, got this Q&A thing. And he thought in his head it's like another media thing. So when we did it, at the end, he literally puts his hand around my shoulder and he goes, dude, that was different. That was fresh.
Yeah.
And he goes, because they get grilled
Yeah.
with media, right? He's like, oh, this was a little bit different. He's like, I really enjoyed it. And he goes, you're onto something, man.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, shit. Then Will Buxton. That was one of the craziest moments I had. Will Buxton is a former Formula 1 journalist, 25 years in the sport. And now he moved to IndyCar. So I bumped into him. And for all these people, I created these cards, which were very unique. So I had a QR code to my profile, everything. But inside, it was on the left-hand side, I wrote a couple of quotes of what I think resonates with the drivers that they need to hear, or Will Buxton, what embodies them. And on the right-hand side, it was a letter from me. It kind of why I think they, why they inspire me. And then, so very personalized. So Will Buxton, 350K followers, crazy. He's in the F1 movie as well. Big guy. He knows Verstappen, Hamilton, all these guys. You just call them, right? And I gave him my letter and stuff, and I'm like, dude, I don't even know if I'm going to see him. The next day, I'm at home and FaceTime with my dad, and I get this ping notification. Will Buxton started following you.
Cool.
Whoa, what? Within 10 minutes, he writes me this big paragraph, basically stating that, dude, would love to be on the pod, yada, yada, yada. And then he goes into oh man, this is something I'm really passionate about, higher meaning, this, that. I was like, whoa, what just happened? More validation. So then in the next week, I get this. So that weekend, I basically got a lot of validation that I was looking for.
Yep.
Uncle, IndyCar, and one of my people at work, my partner at work, we don't really see eye to eye anymore. So it was more like a natural sort of ending.
Yep.
Then the very next week I get a job offer from New Zealand. And I was like, oh my God, this is what I've been working for 3 months.
Yeah.
And getting a job in New Zealand as a foreigner is very hard.
Mm-hmm.
And I got it. Very good position as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then here I'm thinking, I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, that's the test.
Now what do I do? So then I've decided now to, just take the leap of faith. But I'm in your position. I'm excited, scared. I don't know what I'm doing as well to an extent, but I feel like, I just got to do it. Got to do it at some point. So this lonely chapter is like, a lot of my mates are like, nah, you're stupid. What are you doing? Dude, you have such a good job. One of my friends is in a similar position, but they are very, their boss treats them like trash, man. Trash. Like we were in London, Ontario, coming back one day, and I was driving their car. I had to drive their car because they had to work. Why? On a Sunday, and we were at a friend's wedding. The entire way back, they were working. And I'm like, why are you still here? Just leave. Mm-hmm. You live with your parents. You have the money.
Yeah.
And they basically are like, no, but I can't leave without not having anything else. I'm like, then you create yourself.
Exactly.
No, can't do it.
Yeah.
Too risky. That's like a tussle that I fight every day with them, but
you can't. Yeah. You can only control yourself.
Sorry, I went off on a tangent.
Right now. No, it's all good.
Yeah,
you can only control what you can control. And once you have peace with that, like you can give people advice and want to help.
Yeah.
But they have to make the decision for themselves.
Yeah.
I used to get attached to that. Want to help my buddies. Like, dude, you have so much potential, but not much you could do.
Mm-hmm. The third question. What's a quote or teaching that changed your life? Is there one that specifically stands out?
I love the idea of you know what you know, and you don't know what you don't know.
Okay.
I love the idea of that because you only know what you know, and you don't know what you don't know. So for me, it just keeps my mind super open to everything, and I'm always a student, right? Doesn't matter who I'm talking to. They can be a super successful person, or maybe not. But I feel like there's always something to learn from someone because I only know what I know. Yeah. And I don't know what I don't know.
Fair enough.
So I
always
that's what came to my mind right now. It's the first thing.
Yeah. I love that. What would the most aligned version of Matt never tolerate again? Think of it like a future self test.
Yes. Others' opinions. Others' opinions.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Was there a moment where you used to like give others' opinions too much attention?
No, I just like a part of like one of my biggest patterns is I'm a people pleaser, and that's simply because just all stems from the childhood, like the inner child wounds of myself, where I was never looked at myself as equal as others. I always looked at myself as inferior because I grew up in a basement apartment with my mom. So just all the things as a child, I was bullied. No confidence. Like in sports, I was an amazing hockey player. My dad called me the practice player because I would, and all the parents would like even ask them like, why is Matt so good? He's such a good hockey player. Like one of the best skaters on the team. I was really good in practice, but when it came to a game, like I had no confidence as a kid. I was always worried about what people thought of me. I thought someone looked at like people from another team, or like if they looked at me, they're making fun of me. Or if people were having a conversation in a room and laughing, I would instantly think people were laughing at me. So I developed this pattern of mine to always people please because I never wanted people to make fun of me or think bad about me ever again. So I need to make everyone happy. I need to make everyone like me.
Yeah.
So building a presence on social media obviously has its, it opens up the doors for hate and like stupidity and all these things, especially growing a viral, platform like the Coffee Party is bringing on a ton of stuff because it's a disruptor.
Yeah.
It's a disruptor.
Yeah.
We're disrupting a huge space right now. So I mean, I battle with that a lot right now, but a future version of Matt will have no tolerance for what people think.
Other people's opinion. I struggle with that deeply, even till today, especially the whole idea of inferiority complex. Man, I feel like it's one of the hardest things to overcome. And I don't know if I can. I really don't know, because I see some people, especially like the world of dating, especially given what the current environment is. Man, I really struggle sometimes. It's and even with
it
people,
can be super easy.
What can be easy?
The dating world.
What do you mean easy? Oh,
Are you single?
yeah.
Okay.
No, not in the sense of getting someone. It's not that. I feel like
It could still be easy. I know where you're going.
how I'm viewed, kind of a thing sometimes. And I have some like PTSD from the past for sure. That's something I have to work on. But I feel like I have this thing where I'm like, nah, I'm just too inferior. Yeah. I'm not a tall, big hunk kind of a guy. It's sort of a thing.
I get that. I get that. This new version of you that you're creating will, to my point, start to care less. Yeah. And when you carry that presence into a room, like that, you just own your shit and you're super comfortable in your own skin and who you are, you will attract so much. Yeah. Whether it's a significant other or a opportunity. So I'm excited for you, because this whole you're now gonna like, same with me. Like I feel like I'm like one peak ahead. I'm also 33, but like I feel like where I was at starting real estate is kind of where you're at now starting this.
Yes.
And then so I think you're gonna build a lot of confidence around that.
Yeah.
And I feel like it'll become effortless for you.
Yeah, I pride myself on it's a learning thing, right? So a lot of people would be, if they listen to this, they're like, oh my God, Sach, why is he feeling sorry for him? No. It's like, I have this, I go through it, I'm acknowledging it.
Yeah.
And it's like, and so many people go through it, man.
It's not like process.
And the shedding thing, it's something I've read ever since the podcast started. I've started seeing how people's views of me have changed. I'm getting a lot of like, oh wow, man, this is your calling. Like, yes, well done.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of people be like, the heck are you doing, man? Go back to your job. Like, it's cringy.
Yeah.
I get it. Totally. But a part of me is like, the inferior, I feel like I've overcome majority of it, especially last year, given what I went through. And I don't even care about other people's opinions. But especially when it comes to this inferior thing, it just, I'm not from Canada. It's a different country, different people. I live alone. I don't live with family. That's the thing that I guess I envy a lot with when I see people like, oh, I'm going home. I'm like, yeah, I don't really know what home is. I don't get it. I don't know the meaning of home ever really, because we just kept moving. And one could argue home is where family is. I get it. But at the same time, when I think about a home, I think about this base. I've never had a base. I've just kept move. And then the other people, like right now, all of my mates are in Europe, traveling, this, that. I live alone. I pay my own bills. I can't do that at the salary I make. Simple as that. But I'm okay with it. No stress.
Yeah.
And then when I meet with people and stuff, and when they talk about their own thing, oh, you're doing this, then I'm like, oh, fuck. I feel sometimes I just feel like, I feel inferior. Don't like it. Or like another one was when a lot of my friends, a group of us in England, I remember, there were 12 of us. I was the only one who was single. It's a weird position to be in. Because you ask your mates, hey, want to go to the pub? Sorry, can't. Mrs. is over. Okay. You call the other guy.
Yeah,
same thing.
That.
You speak to your, like, there were girls as well in that group.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up? I'm just like, anyone, let's just do something. Partners are, I was like, damn, that sucks.
Yeah.
And then in Canada, I haven't really dated. I just haven't had time.
Yeah.
But it's, that inferiority complex is a very tough space to navigate. And I don't know why. It just comes back and goes. I'm like, I just want to get rid of it. And it is go in a way. It's just very, very slow.
Yeah. That's something to work on.
Yeah.
And you know it.
Yeah.
And you will.
Yeah.
Conquer it.
Yeah.
Start noticing the difference. It's normal.
Oh, yeah.
Back to the quote. I have a way better one now.
Okay.
This is and it just summarizes everything for me. It's by Socrates.
Okay.
The unexamined life is not worth living.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't.
I've used that in a few episodes now.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
I love that one, man. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah. Socrates is I think his story is the epitome of how you should live life. Because when he was at the trial, he knew he was going to lose anyway. But you know the story, kind of?
I learned it in university. I just haven't. I need to refresh.
Yeah. Basically, he's basically bugged people around, asking them these deep questions, and they throw people off in a spin.
Yeah.
Until like, I don't know who, like the mayor or something, basically held a trial against him. Got the jury. Jury were like a bunch of just drunkards, and they were like, "Yep, this guy's like bullshitting, and he's causing a hindrance in society." And then the penalty was death.
Yeah.
And then even before his passing, I think there was like a hemlock mixture or like substance that it's just poison you drink to die. He basically just said like, "Listen, I'm happy to do it, but you know what you're doing is wrong, and that's okay." And then he literally they gave him the hemlock, and all his family and stuff came, saw him and whatnot. And then they were like, "Dude, you can live for a bit longer. Like, you don't have to like die now." He's like, "Yeah, but what's the point?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm a man of my intentions." And he said that most people, when they face criticism, get very dejected. But facing criticism should be, you got to understand the reasoning behind the criticism. So the criticism could be very invalid if their reasoning is very weak. That is what you need to understand. So from him to be against this jury of drunkards, of course they're not going to get it. Their reasoning is just like, "Oh, this is just another guy, whatever, boom, done." And then he's like, "It was a lost cause, and I can't do anything about it now. It's okay. Like, I gotta go. Maybe this is my destiny. This is my time." So the biggest learning for me there was like, when people critique you or speak something against you or make you feel a certain way, in my case now, this inferiority complex, you got to understand what's their reasoning behind it. Is their reasoning logical? Now, if my dad says, "Hey, with the podcast, I would like you to do the introductions a bit better, X, Y, Z," why? And he's like, "Oh, because it'll make the viewers feel," okay, yeah, that's valid. If someone says, "Hey, you shouldn't go out with that girl," why? I just don't like her. I don't, not valid enough. But it's all like, I don't like what you're wearing today. Why, Sach? Then it just doesn't feel right or match, or like, yeah, but that's your opinion. But if you take it in a way like, "Oh my God, he didn't like it," like, why? Rather than thinking, "Oh, why didn't he like it?"
Yeah.
That's the key.
Yeah.
So when he passed away, it's funny because his death changed the face of Greece and Athens, because his principles were spread like wildfire after he passed. And he was like, yeah, that was kind of the whole point.
Yeah.
So it was just a wild story of him. So yeah, he just drank the hemlock instantly, and he's like, yeah, good to go.
Yeah.
Ciao. No one can do it. Like, that's a very hard thing to do. I don't think I'll be able to do that. If you think about it, like, you're on a deathbed and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I think I've just prejudged that pretty quickly, but I don't know if I'll be able to. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting
story. I think it depends on where you're at. But yeah.
But yeah, that was me, another tangent. But yeah, something I've come to believe is that success gives you trophies, right? But the discomfort you go through gives you the truth. And the people I learn, from the most aren't the ones who've won, but it's more so the ones who have had to start over, which you're doing right now. And you're reframing stuff, you're rebuilding in the shadows, or, well, not really shadows. I was going to say initially, like, you strike me as someone who's done it, which you have in the past, but you're doing it again now. So with everything that you've seen and let go of, what's something you'd never let go of?
My closest relationships. Yeah. Family, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think relationships for sure, man. Those are the something that'll carry through until the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll never let go. I don't care about material things. I don't need the fancy things anymore. I've gotten it. It does nothing for you. Like true fulfillment is through like strong relationships.
Yeah.
And impact with others. So just human connection, I would never drop.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Man, I really enjoyed this.
Yeah, it's fun.
This is probably one of the deepest conversations I've had.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Deepest in the sense like a lot of times we barely touched on the business side of things. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, this is my favorite type of conversation to have.
Yeah. I could do it. And that's the thing. I could go on. And
Yeah.
on. I mean, we can obviously do this off camera as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is kind of what my differentiation factor is I get someone in. It's not about like, the guest's resume, what you've done, what you've built, what you're going through and like figuring things out. It's more so, okay, who's the person behind the scenes?
Yes.
Right. And like asking those hard questions and like introspect questions to figure out why are they the way they are and why are they where they are. And that's what I feel like I like. And I feel like that it's very valuable. So yeah, I've changed a few things in this episode. So like the wisdom segment, that's pretty new. But yeah, I hope I really enjoyed it, man.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I've learned so much. And
yeah, I've been on a lot of podcasts. I've hosted a lot of podcasts. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah,
it was very. I mean, I'm being biased. I love this. Yeah, I love this type of conversation. But I'm sure a lot of people do, and a lot of people like to listen to it. So, yeah,
still really building the audience.
It's okay.
Long way to go.
That's okay, man. It'll come.
And there goes my cold. Caught this cold a week ago now. It's just not going. But anyway.
Yeah, linger.
Yeah. But man, really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I hope you listeners really took something out of it because I learned so much. And I'll post all the social media. I'll tag everything. When's the next coffee party?
August 30th.
Okay.
If this will be out by then.
I could make it happen.
Yeah. If not, then we're in Toronto. We're taking a break. We're going to be going to Miami in October.
Okay.
And doing a lot of Miami over the fall, winter.
Yeah.
Might have a special pop-up for Toronto in October, something different like we've never done.
Yeah.
Other than that, yeah, we're going to take a bit of a break and start to expand.
Yeah.
And then we have a cool thing we're announcing end of the year.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Awesome,
That is not the party. So
awesome, man. Good to have you on.
Thank you, man. Thank you. It's been fun.
Likewise.
It's been fun.
Hey, you. Awesome job for getting to the end of the show. It really means the world when people actually get to the end of an episode because there's so much to learn, right? And I hope you have. If you have, chuck it in the comments below what you've learned, what you found interesting, controversial. Love to engage with the audience. And if you are listening to this on Spotify, feel free to drop us a 5-star rating because, at the end of the day, that's what's going to drive traction for us. But, if you don't, that's okay. No problem. And if you're on YouTube, like, share, subscribe. There you go. Keeping it raw and authentic here right now. Do all of that good stuff, and I'll catch you in the next episode.